Hey guys, welcome to Van Life with Minister Mary. Aloha keakua. And I'm working in the van diligently. I'm not sure that I want to put too much stuff on the bottom there. That's a speaker. I could, and I may change my mind later. But for the moment, this is, look at it, looks like a space shuttle with all the silver. I don't know what I'm going to name this thing. I was going to call it Big White because the van's white. But then again, I don't know. I feel like I'm wrapping space shuttle tiles. Anyway, so what I've done is that silver that's on the door. Let me work with this door because you can see better. That main silver is insulation, sound deadening and insulation. It's not real thick, but it is actually insulation. It's not Reflectix. It's more like what they call a thin insulate. It's similar to that. They don't call it that when you buy it on Amazon. So it's just sound deadening. It's what you use like in a car. So, you know, like under your hood if you don't want that noise to be real loud. So I know it's going to be heat resistant and all of that. So that's why I did that. And then over it, that's that butyl tape. So I've got two kinds of butyl tape going on here. The real shiny one, I liked. It's got words on it though, so I'm like, you know, it's got the manufacturer name on it. You don't really see it when you see just the shiny. So, but I got that in the plumbing section. And again, you know, it's supposed to be more durable, water resistant, heat resistant, yada, yada, which is why I got that one. The one that is, let me switch hands, I'm trying to hold this. The one that is more dull silver is one I got on Amazon, and it's called the Super Butyl Tape. And it is actually thick. And it almost feels like insulation. It's not, I wouldn't count it as that, but it's got a really good grip, you know, for stickiness, and it stays. I mean, it's really staying. So, and I've been driving around with this thing in the heat, you know, so, and the heat is more my problem right now. The cold I'm not so worried about, because the insulation is definitely going to help. My bed's going to be back here, and I'm going to have, you know, things under the bed and around the bed, so I'm not worried about that. But that silver stuff, that dull silver, it's not cheap, but it's worth its weight in gold because look how smooth it goes on. Now what I'm going to do is actually use, not the stuffing, I keep saying stuffing, insulation on the top there, more the insulate type product for on the top, and then I will probably put something over that as well, so that it's not just all silver. But then again, I kind of like the silver look. I like the shiny silver, but I like the one that's even a little dull. It just looks more like metal, right? There's a pole going across there because that's eventually where I'm going to put the curtain that I have to kind of keep buggies out. So I know they can climb, oh good heavens, they can fly over the bar, and that's fine. But at least, you know, it'll give me some barrier, and I can always go ahead and use magnets and drop something down from the top. There's one little white spot above that black plastic up there that I'm probably going to leave white only because then I can stick magnets there and I can drop the piece down. So I may choose to do that. You know, I sew, so I got to get creative with that. But overall, I think, you know, this is going to work out. I've got the insulation there. Now, the same silver that you see in the middle there is on this door here. What is different about this door is I got that board that looks like styrofoam. It's kind of in the section where they have the pink one, the green one. I call it the Pink Panther one because I think the Pink Panther's picture is on it. It's that board. It's a 1/2 inch thick, and it is like a foam board, you know, for insulation. So that's a blanket. That's a throw blanket. And what I did is I used straight pins to pin it to that board, and it worked. I mean, you probably can use glue if you want. I just didn't want to ruin the fabric itself. So I pinned it, and again, I sew, and I can do that kind of thing because I know exactly how to put those pins in that they won't fall out. So I did that. And then I took that foam board, that 1/2 inch foam board, and I glued it with the 3M90 adhesive spray, which by the way stinks. It smells like nail polish remover, if you're wondering. Like, 'cause some people are like, oh, well, can I even use it? It just, yeah, keep the door open. You'll be fine. I mean, don't inhale it and like breathe it like, you know, you're dying. But, or you might be, I don't know. But the point is that, I glued it on. It's holding beautifully. So that's what's keeping that up there. So there is a insulation board underneath that lion, and the lion is a blanket. So I've got the thin insulate, so it looks like this underneath, right? And then I put the butyl tape over it. It's an extra layer. It's not much, I know, but it kind of helps me to keep everything in place as well. And that all sticks on there, that insulation. Like I told you, it's for a car. It's going to stick. So I've got all of that. That's the exact same thing that's under here, except I have the board, the foam board, and the blanket over it. I bought another blanket, but it's not due to come until September, between September 9th and 19th. It's a little more elaborate. It has a cross on it. It has a Bible on it, and it's really pretty. It'll kind of balance this whole theme out. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing, use that same insulation type board, put it in that square there in the middle, just like I did the lion, and glue it on, just like I did the lion, and it'll hang about the same. That way, I've got a little extra insulation besides what I have there. So, and I'm trying to figure out now the roof. What I'm going to do is take that thin insulate stuff and put it in strips going down. And that's kind of stuff you can get on Amazon too. I think a roll is about, well, it's a 40 by 40 sheet. I shouldn't say a roll. And they come in pieces of 40 by 40. So what I was going to do was go ahead and do it on the white in between the ribs. I'll put, here we go again, I was going to say the stuffing. The ribs, I'll put the insulation and the fiberglass stuff, like Bob Wells suggested. I'm following his directive there. And, because I don't want the heat transfer, right? Or the cold transfer. And I'll put that in those holes, stuff that out. And then to cover it, my choices are I can either do the thin insulate or take that and cover it with that heavier butyl tape so that kind of matches that. Because I'm trying to get a design going here. Now, there is peel and stick tile that you can cover your entire ceiling with. And you know there's the stick pins that you can go ahead and do the board with as well. And I thought about all that, and I'm like, do I want to go that thick? Do I want to have pins sticking out? If they're longer or than the insulation, you got these little points sticking out. Do I want to have points sticking out? Would I be able to bend them over? How would I do that? I think the way I'm going, I'm going to keep going this way. Using the adhesive, using the sticky stuff. It seems to be working. And this is the second or third day I've been driving around with it. Nothing's fallen off. Nothing's loose. Everything is, you know. Plus, it kind of makes a pretty design. So I'll finish going down the side over here where that lock is. With that butyl tape, you can kind of see the edges that come out that are uneven. And then I'll take one long strip and just cover all those edges so that it just gives it a cleaner finish. And I'll do that to make it look prettier. You're not going to see much of it though because that board will be over it. So I don't even know, that might be overkill, so I may not. But yeah, so that's how it's going. I'm still with the doors. I took this floor up yesterday, which is that mat that they have in here. There is like a wool type insulation underneath. Reminds me, you know, and then I found jean material insulation. I wish I would have known. You know, things you find out later at Home Depot. It's not at Lowe's, it's at Home Depot. But nonetheless, it was already attached to this here. And I rolled it all up yesterday. I vacuumed under there real good. And then I washed it real good. And then I took the Rust-Oleum spray paint, white, because it's white. The floor is white. And I sprayed it all over. I did not see any rust spots under there or any holes. There wasn't anything. Whoever had this before plugged any holes that were there. So there's no holes. So what I did is I just went ahead and I sprayed it. And then I let it dry for a good couple hours. It says, you know, it's dry to the touch within an hour. I probably let it go about 2 to make sure. Oh, this kid's going down the street. I was like, what's that noise? And then I just put the carpeting back. Now what I'm going to do with this, because this stuff here is like, it feels like almost like a rubber vinyl type material. This stuff gets hot. So when the sun gets on this black stuff, it's hot. Again, it's nice insulation underneath. I'm not complaining. Sheesh, don't get me wrong there. I'm glad I have it. You do feel the ribs in the floor a little bit underneath. So I don't want to put anything heavy over it. Like you see people, you know, make the strips, put them on, put the wood floor, the platform, yada, yada, the weight holds it. And I know all of that. And I could do that. But what I'm thinking I might do is go ahead and use the stuff they use in the gym. Those big tile squares. Because those are pretty water resistant. That's why they're used in the gyms, right? And I have that one in my homemade gym at home. And I'm trying to start to use more things that I have. Because let me tell you, this gets expensive after a while. So when you're trying to insulate anything, this stuff isn't cheap. So, and I'm on a very strict budget right now. So what I'm going to do, I mean, the day may come where I can splurge and go, okay, we're taking everything out and we're going to have it professionally built, you know. But I'm happy with the way it looks. I really am. But anyway, those mats for the gym, put them on there, puzzle them back together, puzzle piece them back together, and then take this rug. These rugs they're thin. They're just like an indoor, outdoor kind of thing. Maybe like what you would even glue on a patio type thing. I'm not going to glue anything though. I'm just going to put it over those mats. And right now these are $27 a roll. And they're 6 by 8. So I had to get 2 of them because it didn't quite make it all the way. Widthwise it's perfect. Lengthwise it won't be. So that's why I got 2 of them. And yes, the furniture will be on top of them, like the bed will be on top of it. You know, different things I have. So I just want it though so that it's even. I've thought about sticking just like a throw thing in between and just working with the rubber alone, but I'm like, no, you know, let's just make it all even. That way I want a clean finish. I don't want like a little bit here, a little bit there. Here I say clean finish, and look how crooked that is over there. But you won't see it again because the blanket will be over it. I am going to though touch up that side because I've decided I need to do more shiny silver coming down just to hold. And I'm just double, triple holding everything. So it's not going to come off. So you don't want it so heavy that, you know, it weighs everything down. But next will be the ceiling, and the ceiling will be something similar to thin slate. I think it actually is thin slate, but they won't call it that because you can't use a name that's already trademarked, right? That's copyrighted. So I'm pretty sure that's what's going to be. But, yeah. And those are not streaks up there, and I'm noticing in my camera here. Maybe it'll look better when you guys see it, but when I'm looking through the lens, the thing here, I'm sorry, I'm not sleeping these days. It looks like it's streaked, but it's not. It's just not. It could be just a glare. And hey, I found out, you know, I got blue lights in my carport, right? Because I always, you know, keep the blue, you know, to honor our police officers, but also, you know, I just like the blue. But I also want to honor, you know, those that help us in our country here. But in addition to that, I have that in the carport, and I left my side door open last night to work in here. And guess what? It was shining on that silver. Oh, it looks so pretty. It looked like a dance hall. You know, when you go and you go disco dance, not disco dancing. We don't disco dance anymore. Good heavens to Betsy. Salsa. You know, like when you go do salsa, bachata, all that stuff. You know how the lighting is like all kind of shimmery and pretty. That's what it looked like on there. And I'm like, oh, this will reflect the light. It'll be so cool. So I'm happy with that. You know, I'm going to be different. Because I just am different. And I'm going to be different and go ahead and make it look like a ballroom. How's that? So, but a Christian ballroom. There you go. So, because I don't want to disrespect the Lord, of course, but you know what I'm saying. So I kind of like the little shiny, fancier. And it is helping. It is helping. I have my side door open right now, and in that side door, I will also put netting to keep buggies out. But at the same time, it's like it is not too hot. I am parked under a tree. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'm going to go under a tree. If I were directly in the sun, how would it be? It probably still would be hot in here because, I mean, heat is heat. And I don't have the fantastic fan and the la-di-la-di-da-di-da stuff. I do have my Jackeries. They're not all here with me today. I have a small one. I can run a fan. But I don't need one. Like right now, I'm perfectly happy. It's like 70 something. So I'm doing good. So I just wanted you to know this is what I'm working on. Next will be the ceiling. But that heavy butyl tape, if you ever want to get something, that's that dull silver. But it looks so smooth and it goes on like that. It's so easy to work with. So if you want to kind of make a little decoration, you know, a little fancier, like I'm trying to make this look a little bit different, you know, because I'm not your average person, nor am I going to do wood because I can't stand the wood cabin-y feel because it's like, ugh. I look at the trees outside. I like them, but I don't want to see wood all around me. Then I feel like I'm in a box, literally. And I'm not trying to do that. So, I mean, if you like a cabin feel, that's great because I know we go camping, but I want that outside and I want my inside a little fancy schmancy, like a little more glamorous. And that's just how I am. To go back to these black walls, I'm going to take that styrofoam stuff, put it underneath there, glue it on, and then that's a little bit, I think that was a 1/2 inch. And then I found this kit at Home Depot I want to tell you about. It's sitting over here on my floor. This is not one piece. These are pieces of the styrofoam. It's just not wrapped with the silver around it. And it's the same stuff. And it's called a DIY insulation kit. There are 6 pieces of these things. So, because they're all about a 1/2 inch. So I'll probably see if they go on top of the one that I'm already going to put up there. We'll see if, you know, if there's room, obviously. Because again, I'm trying to have the sound deadening, but I'm also trying to keep it warm in the winter. Because no matter, I mean, if it's 20 degrees out, it's going to be 20 degrees out. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you're going to have a heater in here. You're going to have blankets in here. You're going to have to, you know, cut the draft between the 2 doors. And I do have my little rod across, which right now is going to have lightweight fabric. But that rod is sturdier than it looks. And I actually could do something heavier if I needed to do an extra layer. So I'll have this blanket, a blanket there. And if I wanted to throw something over there, I could do that as well. And just kind of keep protecting myself from the elements. But so far, so good. Like, I'm happy with everything. When it's blazing hot, it's going to be hot. I mean, you're in a van. I don't know. Unless you run the air conditioning, which I've done. But right now, it's not necessary, and it's working pretty good. So, thin insulate and butyl tape right now are my go-tos. I'm going to start putting this stuff on the ceiling. I got to go in the house and get the measuring thing, unless I got it with me. The measuring stick. Whatever. I might have it with me and don't realize it. I'm looking at my bags here. I've got bags and boxes back here. So I'll go ahead and measure and then cut it to the size and put it in there. And in those ribs, I will go ahead and do the actual fiberglass stuff, like Mr. Bob Wells suggested. And it does go in there nicely. It's not hard to put in. It's just, it's fiberglass. You know, it's like, ew. And I was going to do rock wool because I was impressed with rock wool as well. However, it's heat resistant. Yay. It's water resistant. Yay. It's mold resistant. Yay. I like all that so far. But you guys can tell me if you've had any experience with it, because it does not keep bugs away. Well, nothing keeps bugs away, but it says that they have problems with bugs with that insulation. And if anybody knows me, I can't stand bugs. So now if it's up there and it's sealed, I may be fine. But I'm kind of leaning towards that jean fabric. Somebody was saying like real sheep's wool, like there's insulation made out of real sheep's wool, but it's very expensive. Yeah, we're not trying to buy a $200 roll here. But I'll let you know. I'll keep you guys posted. But that's so far as the insulation. Is there's more progress being made. And like I said, the floor already has some underneath. So I will add the extra piece on top and then the rugs. And that should make it smooth going here, being that I already took care of the floor. So the only reason why I'm holding off is because these black panels have to come off. And I don't want to have the rug there and then I can't get the panel off. So that'll have to wait, although I'm so anxious to get it done. But you have to be patient when you're doing this, guys, and you have to just trust yourself. And that would be my advice to you. Just do what you think is the right thing to do. If you make a mistake, you'll fix it later. Don't freak out like I would. Just know that you're doing the best you know how to do. Look, I've researched and researched and researched till I'm blue in the face. And I was just like, I'm done researching. I'm just tired. I mean, I can only watch so many hours of this stuff. And I did. And it's going to be fine. I know I don't have a lot of insulation on the bottom there. But again, that will become more the garage area under the bed. So there will be stuff there. And I'm thinking putting the blankets under there in the back, the extra blankets. Anyway, that'll be underneath the bed. And then on the other side is other stuff. So, and my garage area will be on the side here by these steps because I'm going to wall this off most likely. There goes a car. Whee! So I'll probably wall that off a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to wall it off the whole way. I was thinking if I did half and then let fabric hang down so that I can get air. Because in the winter, you're not going to open it up. Oh, and insulate all your doors. Not just, you know, your back doors, but all your doors as much as you can. The more the merrier. So I'm just saying. All right, so I'm going to get off of here, and this was my break. I'm going to finish putting the butyl tape over there just to make it all kind of uniform. And then I'm going to start the ceiling, but I got to go back in the house because I'm helping the kids today to do their chores. And we have laundry. It's laundry day, big laundry day. So I'm going to make them work a little bit, and then we'll have lunch, and then I'll come back out. And tonight I'll probably end up doing more of the ceiling at my house where it's quiet, but it's okay. You know, I'll get it done. I just don't want to be up so late because I have Sunday into Monday, I didn't sleep at all. I think an hour maybe. And then last night I slept about 3 hours, woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, feeling like I was gagging and couldn't, too much phlegm. So, and I don't sleep flat, but it was just too much. And maybe it's from being outside. I'm working with all these different chemicals and things, you know. And then once it's on, I'm fine. But, you know, you're pulling stuff out of packaging and, you know, come on, it is what it is. So, but I'm fine today. I took my allergy pill yesterday. I forgot to take my allergy pill too, which is a big deal for me. So, anyway, so that's my saga of my insulation. And I will keep you posted. I just wanted you to know what was going on, and I don't want to skip too many days without telling you. I want to make some progress, like that shiny silver there that's more a flat finish. I love that stuff. I just absolutely love it. And you go through it pretty fast. It's on a roll, but, you know, you do go through it pretty fast. So, but it's good, good, good stuff. So, just letting you know. So if you're interested in any of that, let me know. Amazon is your go-to for that super butyl tape. The shiny one, I just went to Home Depot. So, and I got the shiny because it was in the plumbing department. I like it. I mean, I just like the shininess. And the other stuff, the padding, sound deadening, sound, no, not deafening, sound deadening. Is that the right way you say it? I don't know. So that you don't hear sound. That's the section that was in. So I was looking like for soundproof tiles, and I don't want, you know, the kind used in a music store, but this was what they use on cars. So I know for a fact the heat, it'll be fine. So, like I said, I'm more concerned about the heat than I am the cold. The cold, I don't like being cold, but I mean, I know I'll be safe. The heat is, it's hard to cool down. You know, it gets super hot in here because you're like in a tin box, right? So you want to make sure that your tin can is well insulated. Let's put it that way. But I notice it's helping a little, you know, like just this little bit in the back. It's still warm, but I mean, it's not like it was. It's not like, you know, 1,000 degrees back here, okay? So just saying. But anyway, I'm going to get off of here. It's been about 25 minutes. And you're not seeing me today because I really look a mess. I have no makeup on. I didn't care about my hair today. I just plopped a hat on. And lack of sleep, you know, for like the second day. Tomorrow I will sleep. Like I know I'll go home tonight and I'll just crash and I will sleep almost straight through the night. So I'll get about 10, 11 hours. I'll work maybe an hour or two in here and then I got to go to work. So I'll do that. And then come home. And if I'm too tired, I won't do anything. Because Thursday I'm off and Thursday I'll take the whole day to work in here. So if you don't hear from me tomorrow, which is Wednesday, you'll definitely hear from me Thursday because I'll be doing more and adding more things in here. I just love that lion. It's just a throw blanket, y'all. They do have that on canvas, but I didn't want to do canvas stuff in here. I just want blankets to keep myself warm. And I got a new one coming in today. It's Psalm 91, but that is strictly for my bed. It's a fuzzy wuzzy blanket like that one. So fleecy. So, all right, guys. So we'll focus on the Lion of Judah and know that the Lord loves you. And please love one another as the Lord loves you. And help one another. If you see a need, help to fill it. Especially nowadays, we got so much stuff going on, right? So put Jesus first and center. I mean, I get in here when I'm by myself and there's music just blasting away. All the old gospel hymns. So that's what's going on with me. But anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Love you all, so I'll say aloha nui loa. So love you much. Mahalo nui loa. Thank you so much. And you know where you're at. Aloha keakua. God is love. And Life with Minister Mary. And yeah, before you know it, this will be all decked out. Wow. Maybe we'll have a dance party. You know, I'll find a way to jump around in here. All right. I will talk to you guys later. Take care, and I will see you in the next video. And if you don't see me, you'll definitely see the Lion of Judah, and you'll see my work. I'll talk to you later. Love y'all. Bye for now.